This is WXYZ-TV, Channel 7, Detroit.
Good morning. This is the early morning Channel 7 Action News. The latest local, national, and world news from the Channel 7 newsroom.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7's 5:30 Action News with Bill Bonds, Diana Lewis, and Detroit's first news team.
Good evening, everybody. 12 long years of...
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7's 11 p.m. Action News with Rich Fisher, Suzanne Jiha, and Detroit's first news team.
Good evening, everyone. The Wayne County Community College Board of Trustees has voted to settle a legal dispute with former President Reginald Wilson, whom they fired last May.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 Action News Weekend Update with Don Lark, John Gross, and Detroit's first news team.
Good evening. Highland Park Police tonight have new leads in the hit-and-run.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 6 o'clock Action News with Dana Eubanks, Guy Gordon in for Mike Hofeld, and Detroit's first news team.
Good evening. Our top story tonight centers on another type of opening day at Tiger Stadium. And that special group of fans that have followed their hometown team, but have had their own set of ups and downs this season.
Action News 5 p.m. with Bill Bonds, Robbie Timmons, Steve Garagiola, Rob Kress, and Detroit's first news team.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 6 o'clock Action News with Rich Fisher, Mary Conway in for Doris Bisco, and Detroit's first news team.
Once again, good evening, everyone. Our top story tonight at 6. How can a young man be beaten to death with a baseball bat by another man and not have his civil rights violated? That is a question that a lot of people are asking tonight. Good evening, everybody.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7's Action News with Detroit's first news team.
Good evening, everyone. Some of the nation's most powerful political leaders and civil rights activists gathered in Detroit tonight.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 Action News 5 p.m. with Bill Bonds, Robbie Timmons, and Detroit's first news team.
It was emotional and it was riveting. A man from Michigan, a U.S. Senator, Don Regal of Michigan, fighting for his political life, his reputation right now in Washington, D.C.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 Action News 5 p.m. with Robbie Timmons, Rich Fisher in for Bill Bonds, and Detroit's first news team.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 Action News with Detroit's first news team.
Good evening, everybody. I assume that you saw what I saw. The pictures were not pretty. The words were not pretty for the...
This is Channel 7 Saturday Action News with Detroit's first news team.
Good evening, everyone. David has done it again. Goliath is dead. Michigan State has upset #1 ranked Michigan in college football.
This is Action News Midday, the latest news from Detroit's first news team.
George W. Romney is being remembered today as a man.
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 Action News 5 p.m. with Bill Bonds, Robbie Timmons, and Detroit's first news team.
What kind of a game is Saddam Hussein playing? Obviously, he must be aware that if there's another war, he cannot win it. He did not win the last one. So what's really going on over there? Well, push came...
This is Channel 7 Action News 5 p.m. with Robbie Timmons, Frank Turner, and Detroit's first news team.
Detroit and Wayne and Midland counties are slapped with a lawsuit after the police...
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 6 o'clock Action News with Detroit's first news team.
She wanted to improve her appearance with hair dye. Now she is swollen and...
From Michigan's #1 news station, this is Channel 7 Action News with Detroit's first news team.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, take a guess.
College football, the ambush in East Lansing.
Good evening, everyone. Here's what's happening. A night of talks between negotiators for the Detroit School Board and the union for striking teachers ended with a glimmer of optimism.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight, angry protests at a house of worship in Washtenaw County. Now, it's at the center of a sexual abuse case involving several young children.
The women closest to him have died under mysterious circumstances now.
From WXYZ, where 7 stands for news, this is Channel 7 Action News, 5 p.m. From WXYZ, where 7 stands for news, this is Channel 7, 6 p.m. Action News. From WXYZ, where 7 stands for news, this is Channel 7 Action News tonight.
Good evening, everybody. We have breaking news this evening after he stepped down from the stand today.
You're watching WXYZ-7, where 7 stands for news. This is Action News tonight.
He did not do this to Renee. He did. He loves her. He loves her.
7 stands for news. This is WXYZ-7 Action News, 6 p.m. 7 stands for news. This is WXYZ-7 Action News tonight.
Tonight, for the sake of our unity as a people and the strength of our democracy, I offer my concession.
This evening, I received a gracious call from the Vice President. We agreed to meet early next week in Washington.
Their battle ends as our battle begins with a second blast of snow clobbering southeast Michigan.
Good evening. First tonight, Metro Detroit getting blanketed by a second blast of wintry weather. More than a dozen local school districts have already canceled classes for tomorrow, and you can see those closings at the bottom of your screen tonight.
You're watching WXYZ-7. Now, Action News at 5 with Robbie Timmons, Frank Turner, Jerry Hudak with Doppler 7 weather, and Don Shane on sports.
Slushy roads could turn icy and dangerous tonight because frigid temperatures are on the way.
You're watching WXYZ-7. Now, Action News.
Friends and family are in shock tonight after a highly honored police officer.
You're watching WXYZ-7. Now, Action News at 11 with Diana Lewis, Guy Gordon, Jerry Hudak with Doppler 7 weather, and sports with Don Shane.
I will not leave the American people at the mercy of the Iraqi dictator.
You're watching WXYZ-7. Now, Action News at 11.
We have local breaking news on Detroit's east side tonight. At least one person hurt.
With Frank Turner, Carolyn Clifford, Mary Kay Kleist with weather, and sports with Dave Llewellyn.
I wasn't really concerned about what he had to do.
You're watching Detroit's first high-definition newscast. 7 Action News at noon.
You're watching Detroit's first high-definition newscast. 7 Action News at 5.
The biggest beef recall in American history has schools scrambling. They're trying to find replacements for that meat. So far, at least a dozen school districts in our area have been hit by the recall.
You're watching Channel 7, named Michigan's Station of the Year. This is 7 Action News at 6.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse,
You're watching Channel 7, named Michigan's Station of the Year. This is 7 Action News at 7.
Hey, Kelly, you didn't forget to bring that beautiful woman with you, did you?
Who's that?
That would be the one sitting next to you, pal.
Oh, you mean my wonderful wife, yes.
Here I am.
We ad-libbed the opening, but that's the way it's always been. It's been a while, more like 1,000 years since the three of us have been in this room. We're glad we're here, and we sure are glad you're here for a very special edition of Channel 7 Action News at 7. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bill Bonds.
And I'm John Kelly, and we are indeed, all of us, marking the 60th anniversary of Channel 7 with the team that put Action News on the broadcast map, actually, in the early 1970s. It's good to be back again.
WXYZ-7 is on your side. Now, 7 Action News at 7.
It'll take a while for the mayor to be up and around again, but tonight doctors say he is at least doing well in his fight with a bout of diverticulitis. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Frank Turner.
Now, Channel 7 Action News.
Ford is the leader of the pack tonight as Detroit's Big Three.
Channel 7 Action News starts right now.
A contentious day in court moved Kwame Kilpatrick to tears when prosecutors played the tape from a jailhouse phone call with his wife. Good evening. I'm Diana Lewis.
And I'm Stephen Clark. It's not over yet. The ex-Detroit mayor is due back in court tomorrow morning again for a restitution hearing that has ripped the lid off his family's privacy.
Channel 7 Action News starts right now.
A violent attack at this home is shattering a family tonight. 3 people were hurt, and police say one of their own relatives is to blame. Good evening. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Stephen Clark. The person in custody is accused of picking up a hammer and using it like a weapon. As Action News reporter Cheryl Chook.
7 Action News starts right now.
Why a woman grabbed a 7 Action News tripod and smashed it on the ground.
It's terrible I have to try to live like this.
A gravely ill man bundled up in his home. His thermostat reached 44 degrees. How 7 Action News helped this man who's suffering in the cold.
Newt Gingrich pulls an upset in South Carolina. Could this win be a game changer in the Republican presidential race?
Gingrich won the primary by double digits. It's a stunning comeback for a candidate who trailed Mitt Romney by 10 points in the polls just last week.
Taking action for you. 7 Action News starts right now.
Back at work. Some Detroit City employees are now back on the job.
Taking action for you. 7 Action News at 4 starts right now.
Good afternoon to you. I'm Carolyn Clifford. So good to be with you on this Monday. We begin with the latest developments in the COVID-19 crisis as the battle.
You're watching 7 Action News, always taking action for you.
Controversial Christmas gift.
Mr. Kilpatrick, did you actually receive those funds? Funds from a Chicago pastor?
If he did, Kwame Kilpatrick could be headed right back to jail. Wait until you see what a security camera caught.
Panic at the gas station.
Someone just stole my truck from Yarmouth and Hoover, shot my 3-month-old daughter in the back.
Cops jump into action, but tonight, see why her father could face charges.
Winter warm-up.
It's going to feel like spring in January. You've got to see your 7 First Alert forecast.
Drama in Detroit.
A City Hall bombshell. The city attorney removed immediately. Will it help avoid a state takeover?
Taking action for you. 7 Action News at 5 starts right now.
The plan to move forward.
So let's not make all the work that we have done, meritless.
What is needed to get Michigan?
For you. 7 Action News at 6 starts right now.
A raid in Detroit. Federal authorities break up a cockfighting ring on the city's southwest side.
Taking action for you. 7 Action News at 7 starts right now.
Fight for power. Republican leaders suing.
You're watching 7 Action News at 10 on TV 20 Detroit.
Good evening. There is a lot happening tonight, including a $50 million lawsuit expected to be filed against the state of Michigan.
Tomorrow morning will be the coldest fall morning we've had. And we're tracking travel troubles for your holiday.
This is breaking news from the 7 Action Newsroom.
And we begin tonight with that breaking news of possible.
taking action for you. 7 Action News starts right now.
Furloughs for thousands of state workers. The governor making the tough decision to save millions of dollars. We'll tell you how much.